Hey everyone,
it's Cassie.
it's SB. We're best friend-in-laws. We've got some shit to say.
I'm ready. Are you?
Mm-hmm. Welcome back, everyone.
Hello there, besties.
You's a sick bestie.
I am a sick bestie.
What's going on with you?
How am I feeling? Sick. Had to go to urgent care yesterday and miss work for 2 days. But, it comes and goes. I think it hits me more in the evening.
The medicines are wearing off, probably.
Yeah, I need the night-night ones that make me go night-night.
Go night-night. Is it just a cold?
No, it's like a sinus infection kind of thing, so.
Those are like the worst because I can't imagine how much pressure you have in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Is work cool with you not like taking the time off?
Well, I told them. I have a
It is
doctor's.
what it is.
Yeah. And honestly, like, those kids got me sick. Like,
Probably.
I work in peds. So I'm like, one of those kids been, if it's not a flu test, a strep test, something sneezing in my face. Some of those kids do not care. So yeah, I probably got it from them kids.
Well, taking time off of work is one thing, but it just doesn't stop. Moms get no days off.
Yeah, no days off. I mean, I was sick, I think, started Tuesday. Monday I had the headache, but Tuesday it was hitting me bad at work. And I still, got off work, did dinner, school pickup. Rowan had soccer practice, which was, the windiest day. Mm-hmm. And,
I know, I was telling you, stay in the car.
I know. I stayed in the car for most of it, and then I went out, the last, 30 minutes. But... super windy did not probably help. And then I woke up with no voice on Wednesday.
Oh, Lord.
So that's how my voice sounds right now, because it's barely coming back.
Well, the grind don't stop and the hustle don't quit.
Yeah.
So, thank you for still showing up today.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We're on episode 7, and we still have a lot of shit to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm looking like a tweaker, itching every inch of my skin right now.
Not a tweaker.
I've got this horrible rash going on. And if I take a Benadryl, I'm going Mimi's too.
Yeah.
So I think we're both going to take some night-night meds after this.
Go to sleep. Good night. I know. And I think speaking to you, that, moms be getting no days off. Sometimes... Who's going to show up? Who's going to get it done?
Who's going to feed me?
Who's going to feed me? Luckily, the other night, Daniel was like, kids, let's leftovers. I'm making quesadillas. Mm-hmm. Do you want beans and rice with it from the night before? He helped in there,
That's nice. That's nice to have some extra help.
Yeah.
Around.
And I was like, okay, you put them to bed because I'm going at night.
The other night I came home or I was not home. The kids were not home yet. And Jesse came home and he was like, I was all by myself. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Pleasantville?
Yes.
The dad walks in and he's all, honey, I'm home.
Yeah.
There's no one in the house. He's like, where's my dinner?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, they're just so used to us taking care of everything. But ultimately, they'll survive.
Yeah.
You can take the night off and not cook. They can have cereal or something.
Yeah. I literally was like, whatever is in the fridge, you can have. And I think one of them did have cereal. Because I was like, you can have anything tonight you want for dinner.
They're not going to die in 24 hours.
Yeah. So I try to be very, and I voice to them, I'm sick when you're sick. I'm here to take care of you.
Yeah.
Are you going to now it's your turn to take care of mom.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's something. At least, if it's not at least the minimum of, peace and quiet and just let me go to bed to recover, at the very least. I mean, I don't expect, hot tea in bed and stuff like that, but, at least just give me the night off. That's all I'm asking for, because when they're sick, oh, Lord, the world is ending. Mm-hmm. Men.
Oh, yeah, no, I was like, I'm dying. I was trying to be like them.
But but literally, deathbed, dying.
Yeah.
And they still be like, I'm hungry.
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen that TikTok. There is a TikTok where the wife, like, is all, like, bandaged and, like, in bed like this. And she's like, and the husband's like, oh, what's for dinner? Did you do the laundry? Like, and she's looking at him, like, and then, like, the clip goes to, like, the husband's funeral, like, living memory. Because it's like, really?
Yeah. I saw something like that, but it was, the woman had just given birth, like, the day before. And he was like, wants all the attention. And, oh, God, I can't even. That's...
Yeah.
Give us a break.
Or my favorite one that they make, and I mean, these are people that make these jokes.
Yeah.
But it's reality. It's all in fun, but it's kind of also reality.
Yeah.
Like, the husband told the wife, like, she's like, can you help me with laundry tonight? And he was like, let me tell you a trick. It's magic. You put the laundry in the basket, and the next day, they're magically folded and put away. He's like, and sometimes I think it's not going to happen, like, the basket's, like, not magic because it takes a day or two to get done. But then after that second day, it's done. And she was just like,
fuck you.
Yeah, like, fuck you. I'm the one doing it.
Oh, that's grounds for your sleeping outside.
Yeah. So, I mean, sick or not, we always have to do it. I mean, I had to take Rowan to tryouts for a different soccer league, you know, and... Again, outside, not feeling good, but I didn't want him to miss the opportunity.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you. I hope you get better by Mother's Day. And if not, then I hope that they give you breakfast in bed.
I know.
So, the weather is warming up, and I want to get the fuck out of here.
Where do you want to go to?
I don't know. I'm jealous you're going to the beach on Sunday.
Well, you can come, honestly. I don't own the beach. Anyone could join us. I mean, it's Mother's Day.
I know.
Do what you want. I'm packing an ice chest, making those, like, sandwiches I made for the snow.
Yeah.
And we're going out there.
I just have to see exactly what my mom wants to do for Mother's Day because I feel like, one, I have to include her, and she's kind of going through a lot right now. And she kind of wants to be, like, with her sister and stuff. So, I don't know. Like I said, if
But, I mean, what better way to clear your mind than at the beach?
I know. I know she would be down. I just want to make sure because the whole plan was to spend Mother's Day with my grandma. But if there's no headstone yet either, I don't think I want to go. It'd basically be sitting on the grass. Yeah. And I don't know that I want to do that. So, I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, I definitely am thinking that I want to make a trip or something. I want to make some plans. When are we doing Disneyland?
Girl, I don't know. To be honest, I planned a whole Disney World trip with Emily during Rowan's, like, soccer tryouts because we were kind of, like, playing Monopoly Go, and I was like, let's take a break.
Lord with the Monopoly.
I know. And she, like, destroys my town. Like, it says she attacked me, like, 68 times. She's not getting any, rewards this week. I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God.
I'm just kidding.
If you get a random text from Cassie, she wants to be Monopoly Go friends.
Yeah. Download at your own risk.
I'm not interested.
But we literally planned Disney World trip, and I was like, for a family of 6, and they had a special going on right now. If we went before, like, September this year, we would spend less than $5,000.
No,
but
I can't.
I've never gone on, like, an adult trip, like, even in LA.
Me and Jesse were just talking about that too because we had did Disneyland in November, and he was so, like, anti-Disney, and not like I hate, like, all things Disney or whatnot, but he was just like, that's for babies. Like, I don't want to do that. Do we have to go there? It's because he had a taste of Universal Studios, and he loved it. And so initially he wanted to go back and do that, but after we did some convincing, and which means AKA I just bought the tickets and suck it up, we're going, he super loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Fell in love with Disneyland and was like, we have to go back. And when are we going back? And can we go just us, me and you? And I was like, one, that's fucked up, but yes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm super down. I want to go. Like, let's do it.
Speaking of, look, Emma robbed your bank.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know what this means.
I'm telling you, this girl has it out for me.
Yeah, so I'm down. If you want to do like a Disney adult trip, let's do it. Let's get our ears on and go.
I want like the food. Like Daniel does not like to share, and I know you and Jesse like are major like share everything. Mm-hmm. So like foodie, hello.
Yeah, I mean like I want to buy like 10 things and pick out of each one of them just because I love food. Mm-hmm. I love their sweets, all their desserts. Oh my god.
I know. And I feel like the last couple times I've gone, I've only got to do like certain sections of the park, and I miss out on some things that I like to do.
So my mom's best friend is like frequent flyer. She has her annual pass.
Oh yeah.
And
I bought one of those.
Yeah, me too. I already looked into it. Actually, I think that she's retired, so she can just she can live at Disney if she wanted. But I looked into the annual pass for Universal, and I really want to do it.
Oh yeah, remember I told you I'd never been to Universal.
You see, that's a problem in itself.
I know, but whatever. I think I grew up just like Disney.
Yeah,
and so then that's all I did.
Yeah, that's what Jesse didn't understand is that growing up, like all the movies that I watched, if they weren't in cartoon form, I hadn't seen them. So now as an adult, I'm having to go back and watch all these rom-coms and, like, stuff that I was like, listen, you grew up on Rambo and Terminator. I grew up on Peter Pan.
Yeah. Peter Pan is Daniel's favorite ride.
Which I didn't get to go on because, my kids are older and, like, Jesse was still very, like, this is for babies. And I don't want to do that because that's for babies. And I'm just like... We missed a whole section of Disneyland because you guys didn't want to go with me and heal my inner child.
Yeah, I love that area. Our kids like thrive there. I mean, they're little, but they also love roller coasters. Like they love Space Mountain, the Star Wars rides. Like they love all that. But Daniel and Santino, they're not really big coaster people, so we always stay like the Dumbo, Peter Pan, Snow White,
all the things I didn't get to do.
The frog one. There's a frog one.
They made a deal with me, and the one thing they let me go on, like they went with me, was the teacups. Because I was like, I have to.
Oh, see, I can't get on the teacups because I have vertigo.
I was like, spin it faster!
No, I'm like, don't spin it.
And then we all went like this. We tilted our head back. Just like went for the ride.
I was like, don't spin it. I'll get on it, but you can't spin it any extra.
No. Yeah, so we definitely have to go back. We missed our Genie Pass for Space Mountain. That sucked. Yeah. That was like one of my top bucket list things to do while I was there. Me and Jesse hadn't been to Disneyland since grad night. So don't laugh, 20 years.
Old lady.
Shush. 20-year reunion's coming up quick. But yeah, that we hadn't, and that doesn't count because grad night for us was just like an outdoor club at Disneyland. Like nobody went for the rides. We just went to go dance and party and have a good time. So he didn't remember much of Disneyland, and so much stuff has changed in 20 years anyways. So
yeah, like they have alcohol now, or maybe they always have. I just didn't know.
And I'd never been to California Adventure. So
no, they have alcohol at Disneyland too. I like the restaurants.
What?
And there's even like, do you know where Finding Nemo ride is?
Yes.
There's a lounge, and you have to be like a certain age to go up there. I think it's 21.
You should have seen my face in the submarine.
I barely got on that for the first time ever.
My face glowed like a child.
Yeah, I love Finding Nemo. The kids had so much fun in there, actually. We were like, they were my ride and dies at the end of the night. We were just hustling. We had the little stroller. We're going. And then they're like, we're going from ride to ride because it was during the parade.
Mm-hmm. And everybody's seated.
My kids aren't like big parade. They they've already seen it, they're like...
we watched it from afar, but I figured they weren't going to be interested in anyway, so we took advantage of the parade times, too.
Yeah.
But I definitely need to go back. I have so much more that I need to get done, and if anyone has any advice for us or wants to be our Disney guide... Oh, yeah, that too. But, like, I need a Disney guide, and so that's what I was getting to is my mom's best friend, she basically lives there, and so she's just like, okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start here, then you got to have breakfast here, then you're going to go on this. Like, she breaks it down, and I tried to follow her routine, and it's hard because it's so crowded on most of the places that she has are, like, hot ticket items, but she is also, like, very cost efficient, so she's like, you're going to go here, and you're going to share this. It's a meal that'll feed everybody. Like, I get it, but... yeah, it was just really crowded that day. I think it was just bad timing for us to go.
Did you guys do rope drop? Because I do rope drop.
No. I looked at YouTube videos on how to go about the rope drop and stuff. Like, I'm willing to go, and especially if it's just me and Jesse.
We're going to do rope drop.
Yeah, if it's just me and Jesse, like, we can get up, we can get dressed. We're not relying on other people to, like, let's go. No, because my kids are older, I just figured, like, I'll let them sleep in.
That's BS, because... we went with, 12 of us, and 9 of them were kids, and we made it to rope drop.
Well, I mean, like, they're just, like, lazy butts. So I let them sleep in. We went down in the hotel, had breakfast, like, got ready slowly. I think we didn't get to the park till, like, 10 o'clock.
Oh, that's late.
What?
That's late.
The difference is that my kids will go all the way till midnight.
So no, I like to go rope drop, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're there all morning until around, like, 12:31. And then I go back to the hotel, like, freshen up, switch into, like, my night. I know I'm going to be there till closing, right?
Yeah.
11:30
long
midnight.
sleeves type stuff.
Yeah, so I re-change and refresh. Mm-hmm. And then you have the energy to keep going the rest of the night. And that's what I do with the kids. Like, I give them that... downtime. They come back, eat some food, because... they're kind of picky eaters. They just want snacks all day. Mm-hmm. So I take them to the hotel, feed them whatever we bring. Normally we always have a kitchen. And then they're like, okay, Mom, are we going to go back? And then we, like, change, get our sweaters and jackets, and then go back.
That's a good mental reset for them, too, because it can be... I was really overwhelmed for a lot of it. I just get overstimulated with a lot of people, and then I get really... But I did find those earplugs that I want to try.
I'll take you back to the hotel for a little nap.
I take a nap.
A reset. My kids don't nap, but...
I did learn that you can totally pack a lunch.
Yeah, you can take anything in
there. We took food, drinks, soda, water. We did everything. I took my my Camel bag, so we had it, like, filled up with water. I didn't have to stop and pay for water or anything like that. They didn't give a damn.
Yeah, we take our Stanleys.
Chips and sandwiches and trail mixes and everything. So, helpful hint, pack your own food and snacks, and then just go for the goodies. Mm-hmm. I love it. I'm down. Let's go. Book it. Book it now.
Don't tell me that, because, if you tell me something, I run with it. AKA, that's what my husband says. Just like the beach. I was like, you want to go, like, Saturday after the game? And he was like, okay. And I was like, actually, let's go Sunday, because I don't want to get there late. And he was like, I already said yes, so that means you're going to run with it.
Problem is, I think that I would want to go on a weekday. I don't want to go on a weekend.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I mean, okay. It would have to be a Thursday.
That's fine with me.
Or Friday.
Let's do it. Book it. We're going to Disneyland!
Yay!
Ooh, maybe we could podcast out there.
Oh, we could in our hotel.
That'd be cute.
We can make a lot of vlogs.
Food vlogs.
Oh, yeah, food vlogs.
Food vlogs.
Okay. Outfits. We gotta get matching outfits, though.
Well, duh, and I'll make them.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, stay tuned.
Yay.
All right, blind read time. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I have a dilemma I want some help on. I want to see what people have to say about my situation. I've been with my husband for 10 years.
Rock on.
I've never been controlling or tell him what he can or cannot do. I'm not big on going out, but he is. He goes out a lot with his friends. We were talking recently, and he was telling me how he and his friends ended up at a strip club because there was nowhere else for them to go. I was upset and told him he has no business at a strip club. He laughed it out. He laughed it out and called me crazy and controlling. I've tried talking to him, but he ignores me and tells me he didn't sign up to be in a controlling relationship. Am I being controlling? No man in a relationship should be going to a strip club. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun.
I know where I stand. Tell me where you stand.
Why me first? I said as long as there's rules in place and there's a respect level and trust, like, go for it. Who cares? Let's go to a strip club together.
I want to know why I wasn't invited. That's for sure.
Yeah, and my feelings would be more hurt, that I wasn't invited than... And, like, you should tell me before, or, like, hey, heads up, this is where I'm going to be.
Yeah, this is where we're kind of ending up, I guess.
Because that's where the trust comes in. It's, like, it's weird.
Yeah. I think the question that stood out the most is she being controlling? How is she being controlling if she never told you couldn't go?
Yeah.
You went. You knew it would... I don't know. I think most men have the common sense to say... She's probably not going to like this. Mm-hmm. But because she lets you go out and do whatever the fuck you want, she gave you an inch and you took a mile. Mm-hmm. And you thought, well, fuck it. She doesn't care about anything else. We go to the bar, we go here, go whatever. Like, she can't care about this either then, right? Mm-hmm. But you never ran it past her. And I think you're taking advantage of the situation, knowing that she is too trusting with you. And if her line is the strip bar... then maybe just don't go to the strip bar.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an understandable situation for any married man. And are his friends single? Are his friends married?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did they all sneak off and go to the strip club? Because now I would want to know, like, that's super fishy.
And I feel like, is it sneaking when you know he's going out? It's just like... You
no.
said she doesn't know wherever else he goes.
Yeah.
I'd say a strip club wouldn't be, like, high on my, like, concern list. Mm-hmm. It would be about, like, you said, is his friend single or married? Mm-hmm.
Maybe you need some new friends.
And maybe your wife asking you also to set, like, have that talk and boundaries before you go out. Mm-hmm. You need to have that,
Maybe it was never laid down in the first place. And that's 10 years. Mm-hmm. That's crazy if the conversation never came up in 10 years. I get it if you're an introvert and you are like, no, I don't really want to go out. You go out, go have fun. That's fine. That's a nice, trusting, loving relationship. But at least lay the ground rules of, like, can you not come in when the sun comes up?
And
can you tell me where
are they going out?
Right. Is it limited to once or twice a month? Is it special occasions only? Is your location on? Are you at least giving me information of where you're going and who's going to be there? Mm-hmm. I mean, 10 years is a long time for this to be a topic that never came up. So is she also at fault?
I think so. I would say if you're not going to lay down your expectations or boundaries mm-hmm. with your partner early on, like you said, 10 years, mm-hmm. And we don't know what age they got together. I mean, they could have been high school sweethearts and everything just started going and that's just what they always knew.
That's true. She didn't give any back information.
Never, like, changed. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they're both at fault because you can't be mad at someone for... something that you never maybe not said
made clear.
Like, this is my hard boundary that I don't want to pass. Yeah.
And I think because he's had so much freedom, he's probably just been like, oh, all of a sudden you want to be controlling and I didn't sign up for controlling. Listen, at some point you need to learn how to settle down too. You've been married for 10 years mm-hmm. and you need to learn how to settle down. And your little group of friends should probably have some more understanding of, like, damn, dude, your wife just lets you do whatever the fuck you want. Like, you're not single anymore.
Then they're not respecting your wife or your marriage.
Yeah, which makes me feel like they are single guys. Because mm-hmm. typically only single guys want to go look at some girl shake her tits around, so.
Yeah. And most of the time they're not even really...
That great looking.
That great looking.
Yeah. I mean, do I have a problem with strip clubs and stuff? No, not really. It's just a gimmick. It's a show. I feel like it's a waste of money. Mm-hmm. If you're a stripper, that's not. I'm not. Not trying to offend you.
Make your money, girl.
Do what you gotta do. That's a whole nother topic.
I got my mom's strippers. Me and her friends went in for her bachelor party. We got 2 of them, and that was a good time. I mean, they had games. It was all women.
Yeah. Just all fun and
so it was like fun. You know,
giggles.
But I think there's also like, I like told Daniel, I'm like, hey, we're getting strippers.
Yeah. But there's a difference.
And I feel like as long as a conversation, like if he's going to a bachelor party or something, like.
When you tell a woman that, hey, I'm going to a bachelor party, we're not stupid.
Yeah, like just be honest. Yeah, there are strippers.
Chances are high and likely there's going to be a stripper. Mm-hmm. We're not dumb. Yeah. But so. My husband was such a good boy. He played poker for his bachelor
Do you want to
party.
get into that? Because let me tell you, all those ones they had were not for poker. Because he came home with no winnings.
How did no one win?
No one win.
I've never heard of poker.
We were home making TikToks.
Where no one won. That's interesting.
So interesting. You didn't bring any money home that you took. You know, and...
But I'm not stupid. Like, I mean, you guys can take that to the grave with you, whatever you did, that's fine. But I'm not dumb either. I knew it was to be expected. But yeah, like, I just feel like this is your chance to now have that conversation. Let him calm down from his tantrum that he's throwing.
Yeah.
And then say, like, I understand that I've given you a lot of freedom, but I think we need to have a conversation. Because if you're willing to take it this far, I don't know what else you feel comfortable with. So I'd like to tell you things that make me uncomfortable. And then if you can respect that, we're going to be fine. If you can't, we're going to have some problems. Because I don't think she was being controlling about it. I think it was just something that she just forgot to mention.
Yeah. And, you know, and honestly, maybe at first she wouldn't be against it. Maybe in life as she grew older, maybe her own insecurities, you know.
Hey, we all have them.
We all have them.
Gravity takes over.
And, you know, of course you want your husband to just, you. But, I mean, in reality, hey, like, literally driving here, we were driving down Tower, and I was like, hey, look at that girl's ass. I mean, it was...
Well,
like,
that's Tower, honey.
It wasn't...
They're out.
It wasn't even a nice ass, but it was just, like, a joke, and he's like, are you serious? But it's
he's like, I'm gonna wreck the car.
You know? But it's, like, funny, because I... even when we went, actually, we didn't even talk about this. When we went to the orchestra, there was a girl that was wearing these latex pants, and I was like, damn, I wish my ass could look like that. And I was like, look at her ass.
I didn't see this.
You know, you were in the restroom.
Ah, damn it.
But I was telling him, you know, and I'm all for it. Like, hey, like, I don't care. You know, at the end of the night, like, you're coming home with me.
Yeah.
And
I think women can naturally recognize other women's beauties. And we will compliment each other. You see it all the time in, like, like, restrooms, right? Yeah. We're all in there crammed in the same room. And it's like, oh, my God, girl, I love your hair. Like, it happens. We can compliment each other. We can recognize it. And I think that takes a really strong woman to be able to say, like, damn, look at her. She's fucking fire. Like, I'm not saying I'm attracted to it. I'm saying, like, go, girl. Like, you do you. You know, we say it in our relationship. We're married. We're not blind.
Yeah.
I get it. You can see it. I can see it. I can compliment it. But if you compliment it, I'm sucker punching you. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, I've done the same thing.
Not kidding.
I've pointed it out to people. I mean, but I've also been like, damn, when I see something that I like too. So, I mean, it is what it is. We're human beings with eyeballs. You can't just pretend like it's not in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, if we were at a stripper party, I would not mind, like, Daniel getting a lap dance. I feel like most strippers are like, you can't touch them anyway.
Yeah, there's lots of rules.
They know, if you're in a relationship, like, if you go to one that's, like, co-sex, most strippers will ask, like, is anyone in a relationship here? What's off limits? And, you know, that's how it goes.
Yeah. If you guys are not comfortable with each other and comfortable with yourself, I would leave. Leave the situation immediately because you're only asking for problems in the end. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how I feel about that.
We have a special guest on.
It's Grams.
Hi, Grams.
Hey, guys.
We have a question since we were just talking about a topic with, like, spouses. So my question to you is, how do you feel about, do secrets count when it comes to your husband? Like, are you, like, if you, like, don't tell anybody, but do you tell your husband? Does it count? Does it not count?
To tell him.
Like, if I told you a secret, would you go tell your significant other?
Not if you said it was a secret not to tell nobody.
Ooh, no, she is a volt.
Grandma is in a different generation. As to me, if you tell me a secret,
my husband doesn't count.
My husband doesn't count.
I wouldn't tell my husband.
Ooh. We know our secrets are safe with her then.
Our secrets are safe with Grandma. I mean, she's had a lot of my secrets.
That's a ride or die. We like that. Thank you, Grams.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, we'll call you later.
Okay, love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Moral of the story is, my husband doesn't count. If you tell me something, chances are I'm going to tell him. So unless you really don't want him to know something, you need to disclose that.
Do not tell your husband.
Like, hey, I'm going to tell you something, and Jesse cannot know. Yeah. So that way I can be like, okay.
Let's talk about how our husbands share the secrets we tell them with each other.
And got caught.
And get caught. Always. And I'm like, how did you know that?
They've got to talk to somebody, and they talk to each other.
I know, but it's like, it's so funny.
It's so juicy, that's why.
Or like, if I tell you something, and then Daniel will be like, oh. I was like, oh, I told SB, and he was like, oh. It's like, so your brother probably knows. Like, there's no secret.
Yeah, we're four
or I'll be like,
to the room.
Oh, by the way, I was talking to SB, and I told her this, and your brother was in the car, so he knows, too.
The four of us are definitely, we make the four walls, that nothing's leaving that room, for sure. But in Jesse, I can tell him anything because he forgets within like 10 seconds. So.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I don't think it counts. I think, like you said, unless they tell us, do not tell your husband.
Right.
I won't tell him. I mean, there's things that I know Grams tells me that are personal or, you know, I don't tell Daniel those, of course, you know. Now, if it's something that Grams tells me, I'm like, oh my gosh, Grams told me, like, this funny story, or, like, you know.
But I love when people tell me, like, my mom will tell me, don't tell anybody. And I'm like, who am I gonna tell? I literally don't fuck with anybody to tell them. Trust me, I'm not telling
What about
anybody.
when, like, you talk to someone and they're like, don't tell anyone, but then you end up talking to someone else in your family and they're telling you
the same exact story?
I'm like,
I have to pretend like I don't know.
Yeah.
I literally just had that happen to me yesterday. And I was
happens
like,
to me a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But then I also kind of test to see, like, do they know the same thing? Does one person know more than the other?
Was the story different? You know, sometimes people tell one person it one way and then they tell the other person. I'm like, but I heard. And in my mind, I'm trying to process it and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. The math doesn't math sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you know who's really authentic in their story. I don't know. I think in my relationship alone, that's all I can speak for. Mm-hmm. We tell each other everything. There isn't anything that isn't untold. Like I said, unless you actually tell me that I can't tell him. But, I mean, we work, like, we can't talk during work hours. Mm-hmm. So most of the time we can go hours without talking to each other. We maybe touch base on lunch if our lunch can, like, align. Mm-hmm. But most days we go 6 hours without talking, and so when we get home we actually have things to talk about, And he loves chisme. Like, if I tell him, like, oh, guess what, at work, like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Like, and he's like, oh, yeah, and then, like,
yeah.
Well, what'd they say? Like,
yeah.
Or, what happened to that one thing that happened last week? Like, he wants tea, he wants
So he does remember some stuff.
Yeah. Some of the, like, funny stuff or drama stuff, like, he'll remember. But if you tell him we have plans on Saturday, he'll be like, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah. You're like, it's on the Google Calendar.
Yeah. Which is crazy because there was someone at work, he's just like a per diem in another department, but he was saying that there's a lot of drama going on in his family and blah, 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 blah. And he was saying that he doesn't care to hear his wife and her gossip. Not like just gossip, but like she's going through school and she, you know, comes home and tells her about her day. Yeah, just in regular venting. He is like, that none of this stuff matters to me. I don't care. It's like information he doesn't care to obtain. Mm-hmm. And I was like, but she just wants to talk.
Yeah.
She literally just wants to talk to you. Even if it goes through one ear and out the other and you, let her talk. Yeah. You should be so happy that she wants to come home and tell you all about her day. Because the minute she's not talking to you,
you gotta be worried because she's talking to someone else.
You lost her. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So like sometimes he'll just like send me a text message and I'll have like the little teacup. So I know the tea is brewing.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of drama at work. A lot. Oh. I literally think that the entire place is just like inbred with each other. It's disgusting.
That's kind of gross too.
Because it's so illegal and I don't understand.
It's so I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I don't really, like, have too much drama at work for myself, you know? So then I don't go home and, like, tell them. But,
I just don't like hearing, well, how was your day? Work. Mm-hmm. What about work? Work is work. That's, like, one of the worst things. And I've told him so many times, I need you to understand that I don't want that to be your response, because then that's where the conversation ends. Even if you're just like, oh my God, you know, I had this many trucks come, or, you know, I had this discrepancy in the numbers, or I don't care. I'm willing to talk about it because it keeps me involved and we have something to talk about. Most days we have a lot to talk about, but I just don't do that. Don't cut it short. Or if you're in a bad mood, like, I'll give you some space and then we can just catch up later.
Speaking of a little bit off topic from our husbands, but like Aiden will come home from like therapy and Daniel always asks him like, how was your day? It was good, Dad. Well, and then he's like, and it's like Aiden, he says, it's like programmed, like he knows what to say. He'll be like, well, what made it good? Oh, I don't know. Well, what did you do? I went to school and I went to therapy. You know, but that's most kids. He just is very like programmed to say the same things. And that's also part of like, you know, his diagnosis and routine is just what it is. For years, he used to tell me he would go on the bus, go to have breakfast, go to school, take a nap, go to recess. He never napped. And then I would ask this teacher, I'm like, is he taking naps? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, he's telling, I'm like, he's just like going on this whole list. And I ask him about his day of things that he's doing. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't nap. He's in 3rd grade.
But it's been the same answer for years.
It's been the same answer for years. So that's what I would always get.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy that you said that. Cause like, I remember, Lorenzo got on Isaac not that long ago when I would be like, so how was your day? You know, what'd you have for breakfast? And I would always get the same answer from Isaac, like, it's fine. Like, very short. And I understand. I like to let everybody decompress from their day. I try not to pry. I know it's a lot of information going on and whatnot, but when it was just kind of like, I don't know what you want me to talk about. It's the same thing every day, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so Renzo kind of snapped on him and he was like, bro, you should appreciate that your mom wants to have a conversation with you. And I was like, oh,
thank you.
Thanks for having my back. But I mean, I think because he's 18 and he's like, he is soaking up what he can out of like our relationship. Cause yeah, I mean, how many moms actually care about what you do during the day? Like, we're giving you my undivided attention, and I truly care about what's going on. And hell, like I said, you know, even if there is just, like, a little bit of drama during the day, like, oh, something funny happened, or something, you know, like, crazy happened, or I don't want to hear, like, the fights that broke out or whatnot, but, like, you know, there's always something like, oh my god, like a kid threw up or something.
You're going to say you talked mute all day, you didn't say nothing happened? No. Something happened. We've been in school before.
Right. There's always something, or like someone, or I don't know, just anything. Just entertain me. Just say more than just fine. Does Emma gossip? Is there girl talk?
Not yet. Speaking of, like, this weird thing happened, and I was telling Daniel, we were at Walmart, and we were walking out, and there's this little boy, and he, like, seen her, and he was all, shh. Oh. And Emma was like, and Emma didn't say anything. Like, her whole demeanor kind of changed, unless she, like, was rushing out of there. Oh. And I was like, Emma, who was that? And she's like, who? And I was like, that boy that just shushed. It was just like this. Yeah. Like, not like shush, but like, yeah. And I had, when we walked out, had said, like, oh, hi, because I seen him do that. And his mom asked him, like, oh, who's that, you know? And I was like, why'd you tell him hi? I'm like, because he went like this, so obviously he knows you. And I was like, is he your friend? And she's like, no, he's, like, a boy that goes to my school, and, like, we know about each other, but we don't, like, know each other. Yeah. And I'm like, well, why would he do that?
Or why would it have to be such a secret?
Yeah. And I'm like, well, why did he do that? She's like, I don't know. And then, like, Rowan was like, oh, that's just sus, huh, Mom? Like,
oh, not the sus.
And then Emma's like, stay out of it. And they start fighting. But I was telling, like, Daniel, I'm like, that was just so weird. That's never happened, you know.
And it begins.
I know. But no, she doesn't really gossip. She'll tell me about, like, her girlfriends, what they did. But she's barely entering that stage. I feel like, I was telling her the other day, you know, where she's at for her 11-year-old self, she's still pretty, like, her mind isn't as mature as, like, mine was. Yeah.
Naive is a good word.
Naive, yeah. And so I tell her, like, you're just so lucky. Just enjoy being a kid. Yeah. Like, I, you know, glad you are where you're at, where she's at, you know, where she's at.
Yeah, and that's what I told the kids right out the bat. Like, listen, you're not dating, you know, till... I would prefer high school. Please let middle school just get through. Just survive it. Because it's like a weird transition stage where you're not in elementary, but you're not in high school. So you're not a kid, but you're not like a teen. And it's a weird transitional era that just try to get through it. Girls should not be on your radar right now, even though I know it starts early and puberty is starting and blah, 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 blah. But, like, just survive it. You worry about girls later.
Yeah. Daniel hopes to win the lottery big so she can be homeschooled. Oh. He says, nope. No dating.
Oh, no. I mean, you can't stop them.
Ooh, speaking of.
Uh-oh.
You know from the movie, is it Love, Hate? It's one of the guys' favorite movies.
Love and Basketball?
No. Oh, I love that movie.
Things I Hate About You?
No, I love that. I love that one too. That's also a favorite movie. Oh my gosh.
What's it about?
Where, like, the guy is old and then the guy from The Notebook is young and teaches him to, like try to date other women. He's going through, like, divorce.
I don't think I know this one.
How
what about it?
Okay, anyways, the daughter gets caught. It's like a whole love, like all these about like relationships. Okay. And they have a babysitter, and she loves the husband that's going through divorce, and she took like nude photos. Didn't send them yet. The mom found them in the drawer, and and then she told the dad right away, and the dad went in to go beat him up and make this whole big thing, right? Well, Daniel was like, "What would you do?" And I said, well, I wouldn't tell you first.
Okay.
And so you might disagree. Okay. But I said I would talk to her and get the full explanation. Like, why are these photos in here? You know, that way I can come to a more, like, reasonable and understand what she's doing. If it was the first time, you know, whatever. I go, then I would come to you. Because I feel like if I ran to you without talking to her alone first...
immediate reaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and you're protective, protective is going to go off. That's where I just told him I would be. I
don't quite disagree. I think that as mothers, our mama bear will come out. Mm-hmm. What do you think you're doing? Why would you do this? Mm-hmm. Like, all of the scenarios that go through your head at that point. Who has these? Where are they going? Why would you do it? Who is it for? Who are you talking to? Like, it's all going to go through your head. But I think that you also then have to put yourself as a young woman's perspective. Mm-hmm. And, like, discovering your body and, like, all of the hormones. And I think it's more time for a learned lesson than a disciplinary action, at least in that order. Yes. At least to say, listen, I understand that you may think, maybe you're feeling yourself or you think you look cute right now or whatnot, but underage, big no-no. Yes. Who you're sending it to doesn't stop there. Yeah. When someone else has this information, it can spread like wildfire. Mm-hmm. If it goes on the internet, you're fucked. Yeah. That doesn't come down. We don't have that kind of money to where we can, have it scrubbed from the internet. There's a lot of things that the repercussions of it is completely different than the thought process of, what you're going to do with it. Yes. And then we can discuss about maybe you might not have a phone or a Polaroid anymore. Yeah. It has to be a learning lesson first because that's a scary situation that you have to get into. And like I said, I'm so glad I don't have a daughter. I mean, I've sent before, I think I was 13 or, maybe a little 14. Mm-hmm. Probably pretty young. Sending bikini photos. But I was in a bathing suit. I wasn't fully nude. Mm-hmm. To a boyfriend? Yes. Oof. Or a guy. That's young. Maybe a few guys. See, I was a player. when I was 13, 14, I had a Nokia. It didn't take pictures. It didn't have Actually, I remember I was grounded and still, used Jamie's phone to text them. And I would, delete the messages. And I think one time I forgot to delete them, and I got in trouble for that. But your lies will always catch up to you. Yeah. The truth will always come out. Yeah. But I was just... Diane called it my stupid girl times. Well, yeah, weren't we all? At some point or another, you've done something you weren't proud of. All my stupidness led me to you. Just saying. I mean, I'm trying to... I think I know what movie you're talking about. I just can't remember the name of it either. But, I think that's just it's a learning curve. And I feel like men immediately react. They don't think logically. They just want to kill someone. Yeah. Thanks for listening to another hour of our bullshit. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials at BFIL.podcast. You can catch us every week on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Bye, besties.